Oh, all right. So we are going live on Facebook, everyone.
Oh, I should probably clean myself up. I really didn't look very. Hey, probably clean myself
Oh,
up.
hang on, guys. I got to get the
Like, oh,
audio fixed. There we go. Now we're set.
So Mary Lynn, Susan, Mel, Darlene, welcome. So excited to see everyone here.
Yeah. So before we get into it, does everybody have like a pen or pencil and some paper? Because we have an activity today.
Hey, Mary Lynn, your hair looks longer today.
Well, that's because I wear hair pieces.
Nice. I love
today. So today I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
it looks beautiful. You have beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Hi,
you.
Susan. Welcome. Thank you for joining
Hi,
us.
Darlene.
And Mel's got her beautiful cat.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
So good to see all of you.
Yes. Yes. Darlene, how's your doggy working out? Darlene got a new dog that she rescued.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. So he's going through a chewing phase. So he tries to chew up whatever he can. So we had to treat him for tapeworms. So that kind of messed up his intestinal tract a little bit. So the medicine that he was on. So that was long story, but now he's kind of regressed in his potty training, and it's like I'll take him outside. He'll go outside with me and then just sit at my feet, and we'll sit there for a minute and I'll tell him to go potty and he won't go potty, and then he'll come in the house and 30 seconds later we'll squat and pee right there. So it's like so
Just lots of treats, Darlene. Take treats out every single time.
well, that's the problem, is that he's not food or treat motivated at all. It's like he barely, if I offer him a treat, it's like he'll just come up and he'll like sniff it in my hand and then just take it real gingerly, or sometimes he'll just walk away. If I drop it on the ground, he'll take it, but it's not like I can reward, use a treat as a reward for behavior, because he doesn't take it. So I've tried.
Have you tried things like steak or tuna or nothing?
Not at all. So I don't know what's happened with them. It's like a friend even suggested trying like freeze-dried dog food that she says that has worked well in some of the training classes that she's been in. She works at Bradshaw Animal Shelter, and even that doesn't faze him at all. He just, I don't know. It's just really weird.
But when you drop it, he'll eat it?
He'll slowly pick it up, but not like it's a reward for anything. He'll kind of like sniff it and then we'll pick it up, after a few seconds. So it's not like an instantaneous thing. So
that's hard. Well, he'll come around. He's just going to be a little harder to train.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he's not chewing on, too bad of things. And the problem is Luis doesn't really pay attention to what he's chewing on. It's like he's got this dog bed underneath Luis's desk in the living room, and he chewed that bed to pieces with Luis sitting right there.
Yeah.
Like, how did you not know that he was chewing? How could you not hear that?
Well, they're kind of sneaky though. I've had that happen.
But I just figured he was playing with one of his toys. It's like, well, how hard would it have been to just take a look to see what he was chewing on? So like, I don't know. I just get frustrated.
Well, that's puppies. Puppies are a handful. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
You're probably going to lose something when you have a puppy.
Oh my gosh.
It's
True
like
story.
Too, so, but we don't know what his first year was like. So
right. Well,
I mean,
just patience.
Yeah, I mean,
patience in your practice.
Chewed up some furniture, chewed up the legs of a chair, and
yeah.
It's like, and then he started chewing on a power cord, but it's like nixed that really fast. So
yeah, he's learning. He's learning.
Just process. And I think that's the thing too, is that Luis just gets frustrated and expects him to know stuff and then gets mad when he does something. It's like, well, you got to train him. You know, it's like he's learning. It's a whole process. You can't just expect him to know and behave. It's so.
No. Well, thanks for sharing that. And
Oh.
not to cut you off, but we need to get, I know Jamie's got a full packed session here.
Yes, well, and Kelly joined us. Hi, Kelly.
Kelly.
Hey, Kelly,
Hi, everybody.
do you have a
Hey.
pen and paper? We're going to do an exercise in a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay,
There you
perfect.
go.
Hey.
Hello, all.
Hi,
Nice to see everybody.
good to see
Hi,
you.
Bill. Okay, so
All
let's
right,
get
so
going.
we're going to continue on with our presentation series. We covered a lot of information last week. I know it was a lot. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we covered? Places that you can present, we talked about that, networking groups, shelters, just animal groups, chambers of commerce, when you're teaching or hosting animal Reiki circles, all of that is presenting. And then we kind of went on what every presentation has to have. And that says you have to know your audience, you have to connect with your audience. And before you even begin speaking, you have to figure out what you want this group, this person to know, think, feel, or do. Okay, so that's just a quick recap. And some of that was in the newsletter that went out. But is anybody have any questions on any of that? Did anything come up this week? If not, we're going to kick into our next section. So when you go to a presentation, when you're required to do a presentation, and that could be maybe you're presenting at a sanctuary and they're having an event and there's the general public invited and you have a few minutes to speak, or someone asks you, what do you do? Maybe you're at a networking group and you have 30 seconds to get up and explain what you do. Many times we get asked that, what do you do? And if we're not prepared, it can really throw you off guard, especially, whoops, Scam is calling me. I'm sorry, Scam, you'll have to call back. We'll silence Scam. So we're always presenting and we want to have kind of a standard answer that we can tell someone. So when we get caught off guard, I mean, it's easy when you're going to a networking group or present where you're going to be presenting. And so you kind of practice that. But what happens if you're just out at the park and you're, walking your dog or whatever you're doing, and somebody comes up and asks what you do? You strike up a conversation with somebody else who's out in the park. That can throw us off. It's like, and we don't want to be that way. So we want to be able to be clear and concise, because remember, 95% of entrepreneurs do not have a clear and concise message of what they do. We don't want to be one of those 95%. We want to be the 5% that has a clear and concise message. And that's what we're going to do today. So you also,
May I speak for just one moment on that
Sure.
messaging?
yes,
So as you guys all know, I was in an entrepreneur group and with a lot of really, wouldn't say powerful is not the word, successful entrepreneurs. And you would be shocked at how weak some of the messaging was. And we had a marketing expert that would go through with us and talk to us about our messaging. And, you get these people, like mostly men, who would go, oh yeah, I know exactly what I do. And they would talk and they would just go on and on and on. And you're like, I still don't know what you do. Or they'd have these like, I help people find, the magical solution to IT. Okay, well, that doesn't tell us anything about what you do. And so I think it is clarity and simplicity was the message that the expert always gave us. You don't have to use big words or anything. It's just clarity, be clear and be simple. and be short, right? Concise. And that's hard. So thank you for helping with this, Jamie.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Leah. That's a great point. I'm glad that you brought that up, because so often we're trying to explain what we do through the techniques, right? And that's not always the best way. We want to focus on the outcome. We want to be clear. We want to be concise, and that will connect people to us more. Definitely. So today we're going to work on, they call it a marketing pitch. And I have a template for you. So it's going to help you get clear on who really buys from you, who hires you, and why do they hire you? What do you help with? Because we have to get really clear on that. And just know that I have a template for you to use. It is to help you to get clear on your message, who you're helping, how you're helping. It's not that you have to take this and memorize it and that's what you say. You can, but once you get clear on your message, then you can put it in your own words. This is going to help you get really clear on who you're helping, how you're helping, what you offer, and how to explain it in a clear and concise way. So, yes, Leah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. So one thing, one good example of this was an example, it wasn't, I can't remember where I heard this, but there's a difference between, there was like, the examples they gave was, you can say, if you're a personal chef to families, let's say, you could say, I'm a personal chef to families. Or when somebody asks you what you can do, you would say, I help families spend less time in the kitchen and more time together. And I do that through creating meals that are easy and simple for them. So there's like a difference in what you say, like to be creative about what is that solution that you're offering to people. And talking about that always helps people to go, oh, like for all of us, I bring peace to chaotic homes, or I bring peace to chaotic, shelters. I help the animals. I help support the animals' emotional needs when they're stressed and nothing else is working, or whatever that is. The solution that you provide, you can put in that statement so that you're really talking deeply about what you do, and you don't have to go, I do meditation with animals, and then what that does is when I bring peace, blah, 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 blah. You can say, I help bring to families with animals, I help bring peace when there's chaos. And that says a lot. And then they go, oh, wow, well, how do you do that? Well, I do a meditative technique. Oh, well, what is that? And then you can go into it, but you have to get their attention first, because if you go blah, 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 or you just say, I'm a personal chef, people go, oh yeah. But if you say, well, I help families spend less time in the kitchen and more time together, people go, oh, well, what does that even mean? Right? So automatically you're igniting curiosity by that. So I just wanted to add that, sorry.
I think that's great. And a good point that Leah brought up is you say your statement, it's clear, it's concise. I bring peace to shelter animals. And then you stop talking, because that's when you've said it. It's clear, it's concise. Then they're going to start asking the questions, and you'll know how to direct this conversation. So I think that's really a good point, and that's important that, we make our statement, it's clear, it's concise, and then we just stop. Because a lot of times I'm guilty of it. I keep talking because I feel uncomfortable with the silence, or like I need to explain more. And maybe I do, but if I do, they're going to ask the questions. So the template that I have, I'm going to pop up in a minute. Well, maybe I'll do it now, because I want to share with you an introduction that I wrote about the mindset of canine nosework handlers, because I put together a class on that. So let me just share my screen. Can you guys see this little screenshot that says alternative version? Okay, great. So this is a fill in the blank to help you. And so the first blank hire me to what? Because most, so I help them to bottom line. Now I know that sounds a little confusing. So for example, with the K9 class that I put together, the nosework handlers class. So I say K9 nosework handlers, because this is who the class is directed to. Hire me to what is the biggest win? What is it that they want the most? There's a lot of reasons why people hire you, but what is the big enchilada, the reason, the best thing they can get from you? For me, K9 nosework handlers hire me to win competitions. That's it, win competitions. Because most handlers let their thinking limit their dog's performance. So this is where you address the problem. What is the problem? What's happening that they're trying to overcome? Most handlers let their thinking limit their dog's performance. So I help them to change their mindset, because that's what my class is all about. Enhance their teamwork and their handling skills, and deepen the bond they share with their dog. So you want to take 2 or 3 benefits that they will get and place them there. No more than 3, 1, 2, 3 at the most. So that's what I'm helping them to do. Bottom line, this is where you sum it all up, is I help them improve their performance and enjoy the experience of competing. Now, you don't have to say it exactly like I just read it, but this is going to help you get very clear. And so then you can put it in your own words, something that flows quite naturally. And if I just read it real quick, K9 nosework handlers hire me to win competitions because most handlers let their thinking limit their dog's performance. So I can help them change their mindset, enhance their teamwork and handling skills, and deepen the bond they share with their dog. Bottom line is I help them improve their performance and enjoy the experience of competing. And I might say I help K9 nosework handlers win competitions and enhance the relationship with their dog so that competing is a fun and joyous experience. That might be how I reword that, but this helps me get really clear.
What was your bottom line again?
Bottom line is I help them improve their performance and enjoy the experience of competing.
I would just say that was your line. I would say that bottom line, because that's the outcome. So I would say that, and I think this is why this exercise is so good, because when you have to drill it down to your bottom line,
Yep.
that then becomes your line. Because say that one more time.
Let's see, bottom line, I help K9 nosework handlers improve their performance and enjoy the experience of competing. There it is.
Boom. See how easy that is? It's like, that's where we get caught up. Like, because when you're talking at the very beginning, like I help blah, 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 but that's what this exercise is all about. We have to go through all of that. This is who I am. This is what I do. But when we get to our bottom line, that's really the clarity that we're searching for right there. That's what I would then tell everybody, because that's really who you are. And that's more intriguing than, blah, blah, blah. Because then you would say after, when people start asking questions, well, you can win, when your mindset is strong. Because if you look at professional athletes or, even actors or anybody, it's their mindset that they are working on. And when your mindset is strong, everything else will follow. So no, I love that. That's
Absolutely.
perfect.
Absolutely. And the rest, exactly right. What Leah said, people will start asking you questions, but this helps us get to that bottom line. And it'll be different for, if you're talking to a shelter or if you're talking to a group of pet lovers or, whoever you're talking to, it can vary. Definitely. Your bottom line is going to be different to a shelter than it is to pet lovers that have pets at home and, you want to go in and work with them. It might be different for the type of pet. If they have racehorses, if they have reptiles or dogs, it could be a little bit different. So does that kind of make sense when you look at this alternative version up on the screen as to what you would need to be filling in? So,
Yes.
okay, so what we'd like to do, if everybody's got their pen and paper, we're going to do a little meditation first so we can get quiet and calm and just allow the creativity to flow in us. And then we're going to take about 5 minutes. I'll set a timer and everybody can fill in the blanks for them. And then hopefully you'll want to share that with us. Okay, so let's just get our creativity flowing. Let's sit, our spine straight, close our eyes. And let's just take a few deep breaths to relax. In and out. With every exhale, we just feel ourselves relaxing more. And now let's go ahead and go into Gasso and set our intention. Our intention can just be to allow our creativity to flow so we can complete this exercise. And now go ahead and put your hands in your lap. And let's just do some slow breath work, breathing in through our nose, pulling that all the way down to our belly. And then as we exhale, let's just release all stress and tension. Take another breath in, pulling it in all the way down to your belly. And exhale and relax. And now take a breath in, pull it all the way down to the belly, and then hold for just 1 or 2 counts. And now exhale. Breathe in, hold, and exhale. And now just let your breath find a natural rhythm. Feel yourself relaxed. The tension has left your body. And just take a moment and invite your creativity to flow and to show itself. Whatever image or idea comes to your mind, that's just fine. Let it just acknowledge it and let it go. You're just inviting your creativity to flow. Now, go ahead and ask your creativity to help you with this exercise. Begin to come back into your body and the room around you. Bring your awareness. It's now clear, light, and feel the creativity flowing through you. Then open your eyes. And I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. So we have 5 minutes to complete this template. I'm going to leave it up on the screen. So in case you need that as guidance, it's there. And I'll just hit a bell when we're done. So go ahead and start working on your message. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. Okay, we're at 5 minutes. Now, don't worry if you haven't completed it. Maybe we can help everybody. So that's what we're here for, to help each other out. And we'd love to hear, would someone like to share what they have written down so far?
Don't be shy. Let's
Yep.
workshop.
Yep,
I
it's a
know.
workshop, so we're here to help.
Oh, Mel, is that you, Mel?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I actually ran into a couple at a restaurant, and the lady, she really the night before she was researching Reiki for her horses and everything, and then here I come along and they are in the same space, and so we exchanged numbers, and she already messaged me. So she has a big farm that I'm gonna go see soon. So I wrote, Gail and Jim hire me to help their horses with tension, because most of the techniques that they've tried have not worked. So I help them by teaching them new techniques to be successful with being able to relax their horses and calm them. And the bottom line is I'm helping ease their worry and to teach them new tools.
So you help people with animals you help people ease the worries they have about their animals with, what was the last part?
By teaching them new tools and techniques,
By
because
teaching
their
them.
previous techniques, the previous techniques that they've tried did not work.
Right. I think that's implied, though. I don't think you have to say that. But I think by teaching them new techniques, and you could even say by teaching them new techniques, which includes meditation.
Yeah.
I
Thank
like
you.
that a lot, though.
Yeah.
Good for you. Congratulations. That's amazing and wonderful. I'm so proud of you, Mel.
Yes.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Who-
much.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Mel. Okay, who's up next? Who's on deck?
Oh, did we lose Susan? I guess we lost Susan.
Oh. Hopefully she'll come back.
Darlene, Mary Lynn, Kelly, anybody want to share? Oh, yeah.
Yes, all right, Mary Lynn.
Okay. I didn't follow, I did and I didn't follow the template because I was just like kind of brainstorming and putting down words and little phrases. So it's a mishmash right now, but that's how I work. I mishmash, brainstorm, and then I put it together. So here's what I've got. Owners of dogs and cats hire me to establish a peaceful, calm home environment. To strengthen their pets' confidence, and then I wrote down so that the parent could understand and accept their pet's unique qualities. So, like I said, it's not.
No, and I think that's really good, because I think that the most important thing to remember here is, and this is a formula that's being used for businesses all over. It's kind of a newer formula, but it's where, and there's a couple different companies that are kind of spreading this, and one of them is Story Brand, and I can't remember what the other one is, but where you're the guide, right? you're not the hero of what you're doing, you're the guide. So I really like what you're saying, because and like what Mel said too, it's like guiding people to a solution where they are then the heroes, right? You're supporting them and empowering them with the tools so that they now are the hero of their story.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
I
and
like,
on that same note that you say, I started out the bottom line with I assist pet owners, and then I have it blank. So, right, I want them to not need me eventually. I mean, that's
well, I mean, I think,
success, right?
so what were you saying at the beginning that you offer? You offer,
Um, establish or create a peaceful, calm home environment.
okay, so that would be your bottom line.
Yeah.
You establish that peaceful,
Okay.
yeah, because that's the outcome, right? So if we
Yes.
look at all of our statements as what is the outcome of this? You know, we help people find peace, or we help people create harmony between themselves and their animals, or whatever that is. But we're helping you to do this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, there's confidence involved, whether it be the owner's confidence in caring for their animal. I think the animal's confidence in themselves that they are handling the home situation well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, they're making their mommy and daddy happy.
Right. And that's actually something that would probably come when you started talking, but keep it simple on this introduction.
Mhm.
Then you can talk about, the peace that can happen and all these other things that can happen that might take a little more explanation, but
Yeah.
keeping your messaging simple. Don't you think, Jamie?
Yes, absolutely. So the messaging is just to get their attention, to say clearly and concisely and quickly what you offer, and how you benefit them. And then you can go into all the details once they start asking questions, but
Mhm.
we have to get them interested before they're going to ask us any questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll continue to work on it.
No, I think that's a very good, I
Yeah.
liked it. I thought it was very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good that was your first draft, Mary.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good.
Yes, because most people, they rewrite. So good job. All right, we have Darlene and Kelly. Who would like to go?
Oh, Darlene popped off.
Oh, everybody's leaving because they
I
just,
know they don't want to share. So Kelly.
Ah,
Come on,
okay.
Kelly.
I have three versions.
Darlene, I don't want to say that because Darlene probably had her puppy. I know she's having some.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's puppy.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
So I have three versions, one for sessions, one for teaching, and then one for shelter teaching.
Oh.
So
okay.
but
Wow.
so animal lovers hire me to meditate with their animal companions to support the animal's health and well-being and to create a stronger human animal bond.
Very good.
And a lengthy.
No, I think that was good. I mean, a little lengthy because did you have a bottom line, like a shorter one?
Yeah, it would be so the one I have is shorter is the teaching. Animal lovers hire me to teach them how to meditate with their animals for mutual peace and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So that could, that would be the bottom line, mutual peace and well-being, creating that together.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm. I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But you thinking
Okay.
something simple for the people, it's kind of the same thing. You teach people how to meditate for peace in the home.
Right.
You know? Yeah, so it's the same your bottom line's probably the same throughout.
Yeah, I just worded a little differently.
Yeah.
So the shelter one is shelters hire me to train their staff in meditation with animals, bringing a sense of peace and well-being to the shelter animals and their caretakers.
Mhm.
So they're all pretty much the same. The first one's just slightly different.
Right. I like it.
Mhm.
That's really good and very concise.
Yeah.
Been doing this a
Okay,
long
good.
time.
That's what I was aiming for. I
Very.
think I'd get it by now, Leah, after working with you guys.
Oh my God.
The
I was gonna
masterminds and
say-
everything. I'm like, I don't even have this.
I was gonna say, oh my God, you've been doing this for so long.
Shame on you if you don't have it.
No, not shame on you. It's hard. It's, and plus we're, when we all started out like years and years and years ago, there was a certain way to talk about things. And now we've evolved, all of our society has evolved into a very speak naturally, speak concisely, speak simply, right? Like with Twitter, with only, 169 characters for a long time, right? You had to be really quick and concise. So that's kind of how our whole, society has gone, global society. It's all about simplicity, 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 right? And quick. Because who doesn't have any attention anymore? Nobody. And especially with TikTok and all social media, people are fast. If they don't see something that grabs them in the first 2 seconds, boom, they're gone.
Yep.
Right. So it's not that we were, we should know better. Because I go through this all the time, and my entrepreneur group and stuff, they always say we weren't talking like this. Like Marie Forleo, she's a great person for copywriting because she's always about keeping it simple. But back in the day, like in the 90s, you had to say all of this stuff to prove that you were an expert and to make people feel really comfortable about what you were offering. And now it's not like that. If you can't say it right now, if you don't say it in the first couple sentences on your website, boom, somebody's gone. So we have to be really kind to ourselves and realize that everything fluctuates and changes, and we're in that fluctuation where now we're going to be really simple. Now we're the guides. We're no longer the hero. Whereas before, just a few years ago, the companies were the hero. I'm the hero. I'm the one that's going to solve all your problems. I'm the main picture in the story. But now we're shifting that where the person is the hero. Now the person is the one that everybody is like, we're supporting you so that you're now the hero. And that's, and you could see it in our advertising. It's changed a lot. It's all about the results people are getting. Like all of these, the greatest example of this are all of the prescription ads. They're not showing you all the stuff that's in small writing, like you're going to have, incontinence and all these other things. They're talking about, look how my life has changed. Look how much better I am. Look at how beautiful my life is, right? And whenever you see videos when they're selling something, they're selling you the destination. They're not selling you how to get there. So that's just something that we have to remember is we're selling the destination, which is peace with our animals. And so that's really what we're talking about. Or in Jamie's case, we're selling a winning combination, a winning partnership, however that looks.
So I'm thinking about, you said like it should be on your website, should just be really simple, or you lose them. So in the case of mine here, where I have 3 different groups that I'm, or there's a session one, there's one for teaching, and then there's one for shelters. So,
but at the bottom line, your message is all the same.
right.
You're creating peace between animals and people.
So just one of them, I should just make, kind of make it more, because I don't want to stretch it out by like animal lovers and shelter staff.
You're bringing peace between people and you're bringing peace between the animal and human bond.
So no need to be.
Or you're healing, you're creating healing between the animal and human bond, or whatever that is, because at the bottom line, that's what everybody, whether you're a shelter, a teacher, anything,
right,
that is the problem, that there is a disconnect, that the animals are stressed. Yes, Marilyn.
Yeah, I like the word well-being, creating well-being between people and their pets
Mhm.
or their animals.
Mhm.
And really at the bottom line, you're teaching people, whether you're officially doing teachers, whether you go to a shelter, you're teaching people how to strengthen that human animal bond, or how to heal that human animal bond, or how to bring well-being to that human animal bond, whatever that is. That's what you're doing. You're the guide, and you're helping these people, whether it's through teaching, whether it's through showing up at a shelter, or whether it's through a session. That is what you're doing. You are guiding people to peace.
So I would probably tweak it a little to be like, I've helped facilitate through meditation the peace that, or whatever, something like that, just kind of. So not specific to teaching in our shelters.
You don't even have to say meditation in that first line, because what you can do is have your statement. I bring peace. Let's just say I bring peace to the animal human bond. And then I do this through meditation and, teaching and whatever it is, and support. You can say something, but your big line is very simple. Get their attention. Now, how do you do that?
Right.
A little bit different than if you're talking to people, because on the website, it's got to be big. It's got to be proud. It's like, This is what we do. Boom. So that people, okay, yes. Because clarity is really necessary immediately after your statement that might not be as clear, like, oh, how I bring peace. Well, how does that happen? But if somebody's stressed out and they have an animal that's stressed out, they're like, oh, I want peace, right? And then always happy pictures on your website. Always like pictures of people happy with dogs, because that subliminal message is what gets that sell to on a website, but that's a different.
Yeah. I also really like that, Jamie mentioned that about, just when you get caught up, somebody's bumps into you, or they're like, oh, what do you do? And like that, like coming there right away can be, after all these years, even like, oh my God, how do I get there? How do I say this like that? Because I'm not practiced, but this is really great to just kind of keep, referring back to it until it's like in my head and it just naturally pops out.
Well, and that's the thing too, you're going to see what people respond to, because we all have different tribes. The way we speak is going to, so as you're practicing it, see how people are responding. Do they respond? Like, that's how I got into saying I meditate with animals. And this was years and years and years ago. And Kelly, you know this because I talked to you about it and you're like, I don't know about that. But because it was back, we were Reiki,
Right.
and I would say I meditate, and it was before Kathleen or anybody was saying we meditate with animals. But for me, that was where I was getting people's attention. I would say I meditate with animals, and they would go, what? That is so cool. Do you teach the animals how to meditate? And that got their attention. But if I said I do Reiki with animals, or I offer Reiki to animals, or I do Reiki sessions, they would just go, what? Huh? I would just get mixed responses. So I quit saying that very early on. I think I'd only been doing it for 2 years, and I switched to meditation. And really, I got it from Kathy O'Brien, who's in Sarah, because she said it. She's like, I'm not telling people I do Reiki anymore. I'm like, you know what? That is a good idea. And after that, it was like, never had a negative response. But if you bring in that word Reiki, one, it's a word people don't know, a lot of them. So then there's that, like, what is that? And then, or they know it and they go, oh, that's hands-on. That's like weird. There's weird people that do Reiki. Or they're like, oh yeah, I already know about Reiki. Yeah. But they don't know what we do, because what we do is so unique. So it's, that's another thing to really be aware of. It's like, when you're talking to people, what are they responding to? Are they responding to a certain word or to a certain emotion? And if they are, focus on that.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess what my question is about teaching people. I don't know if I know that yet. I don't think so. My question is, how do you go ahead? How do we go about teaching a pet owner? How are we teaching them meditating, breathing deeply into their belly and exhaling slowly? And is that the teaching and the mindset of positive thinking? Or will you be going over that?
No, I was pretty much referring to just my teaching, having classes. But when we do go and sit with somebody, it's important to teach them that breathing method so that they are able to sit after we leave and do that with their animals, right? Be able to do
Okay,
that hard breathing and peaceful and everything with their animals.
all right. Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
when I go in, many times I just have them join me. So I
Mhm.
guide them through, just the breathing, the hard breath, and have them set their intention. And then I just tell them, if you lose focus, it's okay. What I want you to do is sit peacefully and just focus on the love that you share with your pet. Because sometimes they can't stay in meditation if they are not used to meditating, but I can get them calm through the breathing and then have them focus on what they share with their pet, that love that they feel for them. And that is teaching,
Mhm.
by being there,
Yeah.
showing them, being an example, you are teaching.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I would like to prepare people with their animals by doing like the Joshi Kokeho meditation first. So we're all in the same space, and then do the meditation with the animal, or do the Reiki, the Reiki meditations with the animal, because this way everyone's in the same space and we can all connect instead of being a separate entity.
Connect.
When
Yeah.
feeling on the outside. So it's good to just start with a meditation. It's 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long, doesn't have to be long, but then we're all in that same space, we share the same space, and
Mhm.
it just makes such a difference. It makes a huge difference to do it that way.
I love that, Mel. Thank you so much for that reminder, because that is so key to this.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's great.
Yeah, I like the word connect and connection.
Mhm.
Unite, connect. Yeah.
Excellent. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
Jamie, could you please put up that template again so I can just write those keywords in? So when I work on revising my draft, I'll have that,
There we
please. Thank you.
Marilyn, take a screenshot, then you have it.
Screen, how do you do, well, now, I don't know how to do that.
What are
How do
you,
you-
what are you on right now, Marilyn?
Oh, iPad.
An iPad, okay. I think with an iPad, it's just the power and the up and or the volume controls, right? Just like the iPhone, you click them at once. Let me see. I'll tell you pretty fast.
Okay.
Just give me 2 seconds. Yeah, you press the top button and the home button. Oh, sorry, at the same time. And then it'll go click and it'll go to your photos. And you quickly release them. So you're the top button and the home button, and really quickly.
Oh,
So you can try it right now, just like test it.
okay,
Top button and home button, just go click really quickly.
I did.
And did it take a little?
Oh, yay. Brilliant.
I love it when my
Okay.
executive assistant skills can be used. Yep. You got a
Where
problem, I'll solve it.
It flashed up, but then
It'll
went
go
somewhere.
to your photos. Check your photos right
Oh,
now.
all right.
It should be there.
Okay,
Why don't you check it real fast before we go? Because I want to make sure we help you.
Make sure it's-
okay. Oh, all right, check photos. Well, how do I get out of this but not lose you?
Oh, I don't know on the iPad if that's.
So I
think-
just did a print screen on mine, Mary Lynn, and I'll send it to you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Covered.
All right, but I'll try that just to see for the heck of it.
Yeah,
since,
I think it'll be in your photos, Mary Lynn.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay. Then to bottom line. Thank you, got it.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna stop the share. There we go. All right, so I really appreciate everybody being here. I hope you got lots of value
Wow.
out of this.
That
That
went
was really
fast.
helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
This is really,
Very
really good. Yeah,
helpful.
I wanted to revise my flyer a little bit, and that there's a lot of stuff that I can use for that. Thank you, everybody, for your input.
You're welcome. Oh, you're
You're
muted, Leah.
I'm so excited for you, Mel, that you are just such a great teacher. And I can just see your little lights just out there shining on everybody. You're in the right place at the right time always.
Thank you. Yeah, I've met a lot of good people recently, and when I just tell them what I do, and they're just like they just want to know so much more about it, and it's just
Hey.
I mean it's just amazing, just the people, how the interest in it, and then I can't wait to go to that farm because she has so many animals, and she was so excited. She sent me a message right away and everything, so I was really excited for that.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well,
Clearly, you have a really good message of just talking about what you do.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, well, I have so many animal stories too that I share with people. Like I just recently rescued a bird. I literally stopped traffic to rescue a bird on the street, and I journal all this stuff. So I have so many stories to tell people, and especially because we've had such a bad drought here as well.
Mm.
And I teach people to make sure put out water bowls for animals because we've had rain over the last 2 days. Thank God it was really needed, but this is one of those stories because that bird was literally dehydrated. He was
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
exhausted from no water. So I have a story to tell them. And then I did Reiki on him. I meditated with him on my porch. He just sat there and his eyes popped open and he flew away. And it was just, it's such a, like, when I've told the story a few times now to people, and they're just like, I have to put out water bowls. So it's like, they're actually now expanding their lives by just helping animals, just by putting the simplest thing, water, nourishment, like, because we all need it. We all need water. We can't live without it. So, and it's just, I have all these little stories that I can tell people. And then this is how I, when people ask me what I do, I have a story to tell.
Mhm.
And it just, it connects me with the people then. And these personal stories are, people are just like, wow, I really want to know more, or I have to try this too. And thank you so much for reminding me how important it is, that we are there for animals. And it's fantastic. It's great.
And, I'm glad you brought that up because next week we are going to talk about storytelling and how to use stories to describe what we do and to connect to people, because humans are storytellers and we all have stories. So Mel, I hope you can join us and bring some of your stories to share. And everyone, I hope you can come and just share a story. And, we can talk about how we connect through that. And it's so important. Stories are powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that.
Yes.
Wow, that was a good. Thank you so much, Jamie. This was
you're
so
welcome.
wonderful. I
Thank
love
you,
it
Jamie.
so much.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Glad
everyone.
everyone got something out of it. So
Oh yeah. Lots.
Good one.
Yes. The time flew.
It did. It did. And
Yeah.
Susan and Darlene, we hope to see you next time. And yes, and maybe we'll see everybody else who's on the call today next week. I hope so.
I hope so too. So have a great week, everyone.
You
Yep,
too. Thank
you
you.
too. You
Everybody,
too. Thank
bye.
you. Bye. Beautiful cat, Mel.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
Bye.